What's up, folks? This is Sir Arthur Dane, the Sword of the Morning, with an Ironman Loadout, quick and dirty video. Let's get right to it. We'll do the talents first, because those determine our powers. We use Overcloaking for the 840 damage rating increase. Next, we use Extremis Healing Nanites, mostly for the health gain. The heal on Arc Reactor Overload, we use that also. Upgrade Missile Payload, mostly for the Micro Missile Max increase in charges. The Wrist Rocket Dot, we do use that in situations when you have a lot of enemies and your main spender Missile Salvo is not hitting them with its small AoE. You can work that in to damage some people with the dot because it's got a bigger AoE than Missile Salvo. Next, we use Upgrade Targeting Computer because it gives us more projectiles fired, 12 more, and maybe just as important, if not more, it turns Repulsor Blast into Missile Salvo, so we get more damage out of there. We take care of it. I'll show you in the gear how we afford to do that. Max Suit Power plus 150, maybe that's why we need that too. And you get some damage on Arc Reactor Overload. It's nice to have something that hits a bunch of people besides the signature, as you can see there. So now let's take a look at the powers. Missile Salvo, that's what I do different. It costs twice as much power, but it does 36,000 damage versus 28,000. So, and that's per second. That's your main spender. That's what you're putting on people all the time. So, you know, want to get a lot of damage out of that. Yeah, Jericho Bombardment. Keep that on everybody all the time. It has no cooldown. It makes them vulnerable, and it puts burning on them, and it does pretty good damage. This does 20% extra damage versus burning enemies, so that is why we use it. It does do a little bit extra damage, which wouldn't be worth it without the 20% though, because it costs twice as much. And of course, we use Getaway Power, Hyper Velocity Charge, Arc Reactor Overload, mostly to get the power back. That's why we use it. We also have a damage and a 60% heal for you and your friends on it, which is pretty cool. I use Coolant Blast instead of Repulsor Spray. That's a lot less damage than we're doing in a second. And it doesn't push back elites or bosses, so you know, this will stun everybody and slows down their attack speed, movement speed, which is always good. Wrist Rocket, for those rare situations when our Missile Salvo is not AoEing the people we want and you'll benefit from it, go ahead and fire off Wrist Rocket. Put that little dot, 16,000 total over 4 seconds, on some more enemies. I also position some on console, so we have to share our face buttons. I put this on the same one as my spender because if it's accidentally fired off, big deal. It's not the same as accidentally using your power or your signature. And it does damage, so, you know, if you're across the room shooting people, you don't want to accidentally freeze no one. You'd rather accidentally take a small hit in DPS. And of course, your signature. Yeehaw. Now let's take a look at the gear. This is what makes me able to use Missile Salvo, I believe. It's the 5 spirit per second when I hit with a power. The suit power is also nice. The intelligence. I wish the ultimate damage was something else. And I mean the tech bonus on the bottom there in the purple, I have a 500 deflect rating increase for 10 seconds when I get attacked, which is pretty much constant except for the first hit. And yeah, the damage shield is nice. Oops. I use this one for the suit power. I use these because I've found them. Suit power, all attribute increase. Also, yeah, the health and the deflect and the physical defense. I wanted to stand in front of people more. I'm transitioning him from an all energy cooldown movement loadout, similar to something you would use for the trials. And this one I use because it saves my life. It's the Loki artifact that you get when you finish the game. I want to replace it with something that gives me more DPS and also saves my life. Rather than show you each piece of gear, just hit this. And yeah, I'll make tons of videos. If you pay attention, you won't die in Cosmic Ops with this loadout. If you don't pay attention, then you will. But you don't have to move anywhere near as much as when you're doing energy and the cooldown loadout. It's a lot easier on your hands, and I've run this operation on a timer with my cooldown energy loadout, and I did it with this one and I'm not on an operation. Anyway, I run operations with both loadouts that are popular for Ironman, and this one seems to do more damage. The big differences being I use missile salvo instead of repulsor barrage or the normal attack. Do not use that. And I guess I use coolant blast for now instead of this. If this starts stunning people, able to interrupt, charge up attacks, then cool, I'll switch. But not right now. Anyway, that's been Sir Arthur Dane's Sword of the Morning with a quick and dirty Ironman loadout explanation. Go ahead, like, subscribe. It's a new channel. Lots more Ironman videos will be coming. Let me know what other characters you want to see. And in the future, I'll be taking game requests also. Alright, happy playing, kids.